And we got hollows in this thing. There's lots of hollows. Just did a local buy, so I got a little haul here today of what I picked up from this person. Very interesting pickup today. I got some cool stuff here. First off, I got this box of Dragon Ball Z cards. These are cards from the older game, from like the late 90s, early 2000s, because there's a newer Dragon Ball Z game out called like Super, and that's not these. These are like the old ones. So I have a whole box of this stuff, and I'll get into that in a second. And I also got a stack of video games here. So I paid $100 for all this stuff. I paid $30 for the box of cards. I paid $30 for this individual card, and I paid $40 for the stack of video games. I'll start with the Dragon Ball Z cards. Originally, in the person's listing, all they had was 2 listings. They had this card listed for 30 bucks, and they had this box of cards listed for 30 bucks. Now, I looked up this card right here, this one, and this is a pretty valuable card. There are sold comps for upwards of $180 for this card. In the listing, the pictures weren't that great, and the card was described as like damaged and not in good condition. So I thought, worst case scenario, I could sell this for maybe 60 bucks, break even, and then whatever I find in here will be profit. But to my surprise, this card is actually in not bad condition at all. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm going to price this. I was tempted to do an auction, but I just don't think there's going to be enough people searching for this. This might be like a specific person trying to pick up this card. So very happy with the condition of this. I was not expecting that. So this card alone is going to pay for everything and also get me profit just from this card. Now this box here, I was expecting all just common cards and stuff like that. But I looked through like a little chunk like this, and then like a little chunk like this from here. And we got hollows in this thing. There's lots of hollows. I guess with these Dragon Ball Z cards, there's like normal versions and then like, holographic versions. So there's hollows galore in this thing. And I looked up maybe like 5 or 6 cards, and more than half of them had sold comps of like $5 to $10. So I think I'm going to sweep with this box here, but it is going to take some time to go through it. I think I'm just going to pick out all the hollows first, and then, deal with those. And then afterwards, deal with the regular cards. I haven't even gone through like all that, just like a tiny little chunk. I could show you what these look like though. It's like old Dragon Ball Z trading card game. Here's a hollow. I pulled a couple of those hollows out, but yeah. So this person obviously didn't like cherry pick his collection, just whatever he had in here was in here. And I'm assuming there's going to be some good stuff in here if he had this card in his collection. So yeah. Anyway, those were the only 2 things the guy had listed. And I asked him if he had other cards or video games and stuff. And first he said no. And then a couple days later, he's like, yeah, I do got some video games. So we got the stack of games here. Got Final Fantasy VII for the PS1. Got Final Fantasy VIII for the PS1. And Final Fantasy IX for the PS1. The discs on the 8 are perfect. So this one I can probably just sell already. All the rest of these games, they're going to have to be resurfaced. They're kind of janky. Obviously, the cases on some of these are pretty bad. So prices for these, it's going to be hard to say because condition is going to be everything. But still, these are like solid games. So I can't complain at all. Those will do well. And then also Zelda Wind Waker for GameCube. Like, come on, man. This is probably, it's hard to say with the prices. But I mean, I want to say like on the low end, you're at least getting 60 bucks for this game. Probably more, it just depends. But yeah, so if you ever do local buys, it doesn't hurt to ask the person if they have other stuff, because they might. Like this person obviously wasn't like reselling stuff. He just was trying to get rid of some Dragon Ball Z cards, and I ended up picking up these too. But yeah, at first I wasn't even excited about this sale at all. I really didn't even care if I got it or not. I was just gonna I'll try it out. And then once the video games were added in, I was excited about the video games. But then once I saw the condition of this card and the potential that this box has, now I'm more excited about these than anything. But yeah, I don't know. That's going to be all for today. Very interesting pickup. The link to my eBay store is in the video description. Until next time.
I'm sweeping and packing these dividends I keep stacking to the roof. I'm out of room. I'm gonna have to get a bigger broom.